Hello, dear students. This is Singh, and I welcome you back to today's session, wherein we will do the comprehensive study of yet another, a very light-hearted poem from First Flight book of Standard 10 CBSE. The name of this poem is How to Tell Wild Animals, composed by Carolyn Wells, a prolific American writer remembered largely for her popular humorous verse. Students, please do consider subscribing to my YouTube channel for more comprehensive study materials. In this module, I will give you the all-inclusive of this interesting but at the same time very educative poem so that you can comprehend with ease its theme, the style and the tone of the poem, line by line explanation, the literary elements used in the poem, and of course the comprehension check at the end. First and foremost, let me give you the overview of this poem. As a matter of fact, the poet Carolyn Wells has depicted the distinct features of wild animals very vividly and in a lively manner so that they can be recognized easily by us. The poem is full of hilarious examples when the poet tells us some methods to distinguish one animal from the other. But none of the ways told by the poet is very practical. Indeed, they are dangerous. Only when they attack or kill us, we can specify them. This poem is not at all a difficult poem, yet it is liable to yield a very strong message. So let's take a look at the theme. To make humans learn to conserve and to coexist with wildlife, the poet, using humor, conveys effectively how dangerous wild beasts can be, and thereby she warns us against venturing too close to beasts of prey. One should keep a safe distance from them. The poem also highlights that all wild animals are very simple creations of God. They kill only when they are hungry or provoked by humans. As a matter of fact, we humans are the embodiment of all negative qualities like cruelty, greed, opportunism, etc., and not the animals. Millions of species of animals have gone extinct due to human actions. In respect to the tone of the poem, we find that the tone is very light-hearted, comical, and ironical to some extent as well. And concerning the style, we find that it has been composed neatly into 6 stanzas of 6 lines each, and the rhyming scheme of each stanza is A B A B C C. The poet has also taken liberty with the language to create the desired poetic effect. As we move on to the stanzas that follow, we find that the poet has created the fun element while talking about how to identify the 6 most deadly beasts of prey. In stanza 1 and 2, she will talk about the Asian lion and the Bengal tiger. The poet says that if by chance we travel to the jungle in the East Asian countries, then we are likely to encounter a giant yellowish brown colored beast. It has blood-curdling and frightening roar. The sound of its roar is so scary that it can make one almost die of fear. Only then will come to know that it is an Asian lion. Now, the poet imagines a situation that while roaming in the jungle, we would be greeted by a noble wild beast that has black stripes on a yellow skin. The poet has called it a noble animal as it is majestic in stature as well as does not roar very loudly. The simple rule to learn to identify this Bengal tiger is to see if it eats its prey very silently. In stanza 3 and 4, the poet talks about the distinct features of a leopard and a bear in order to recognize them. She says that while taking a walk, we are likely to come across a ferocious leopard whose yellow skin is covered with spots and it is very agile. So, with its swift leap, it attacks its prey at once without showing any mercy. And it will be of no use to shout in pain because the leopard's grip is the toughest and it will keep on attacking its prey again and again and starts eating it. Now, she says that while walking in the yard, we are likely to encounter a giant bear. We will be sure that the creature is a bear when it will hug us very tightly. We can be mistaken that it is a friendly and lovely hug, but soon this tight, hard, and deadly hug will crush us to death. Indeed, it will be the hug of death. In stanza 5, the poet says that it is indeed very difficult for the beginners to differentiate between a hyena and a crocodile. There are unique and humorous ways to distinguish them. She says that crocodile has tears in its eyes when it approaches its prey, whereas the hyena has a happy smile on its face. But we must not be misled by their appearance as they are naturally such and both are equally menacing. In the concluding stanza, the poet details out how to identify a chameleon. A true chameleon resembles a lizard. Chameleon is small in size and has no ears. It also does not have any wings. A chameleon can change its color with respect to its surrounding. So, if we do not see anything on the tree, then there is surely a chameleon present which escapes our notice. This poem is also noted for the remarkable use of various poetic devices which have effectively created fun elements. In this slide, students, you will get all the literary elements used in the poem are mentioned along with explanation for your better understanding. You can see poet has personified hyena and crocodile. In number of lines, she has used alliteration and assonance. All the examples, you can simply note them down from the slide. Examples of inversion and irony are also there in the lines. In several lines, I mean. Now here students, you are actually introduced to a new literary term, poetic license in this poem. Now let me elaborate the term for you. Poetic license is the liberty given to the poet to break established rules of language in order to create a desired effect. Here in this poem too, you will find the poet has changed the spelling of leap into lep and dying into din. Even nonplussed has been written as nonplus just to make the word rhyme with the word thus. And it, she has just spelled as T. Here are a few important questions from the poem, and I would like you all to solve them so that you can enrich your understanding. Take help from the explanation which I have just given to you, and I'm pretty sure you all will get all the answers. So please try, give an attempt. And yes, if you have liked the video, please don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you very much.